Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of HarlequinCasts, Dawn of War 2 Retribution. I, of course, am Harlequin. Having a fantastic... I don't know why, I'm in kind of a goofy mood today. Got a couple of good games lined up. This is going to be a nice 1-versus-1 on the map. Outer Reaches between a couple of pro players here. And I'd like to just give a nice little shout-out, by the way, to Choco Bambus. Tomorrow, April 23rd, or today, depending on when you watch this. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's on demand. Some years ago, Choco Bambus was born, so if you happen to see him kicking around, special happy birthday to Choco Bambus from HarlequinCasts. He, of course, was featured in the very first Meet the Players episode. Really fun there indeed. And, oh, look at all these players. Oh, soon we're going to see who these people are because it's a really good game. Really quick announcement, though, while I'm being all jittery here. Friday, April 29th, I will be giving out Dark Angel DLC codes to 2 random Twitter followers. If you haven't got a chance to check that out, I do have a review of the DLC content up on my site. But I will be giving away 2 of those codes for free. They're worth $7.50 a piece. So if you want to be eligible for that, just follow me on Twitter, HarlequinCasts, and I'll announce that stuff that weekend. So follow me on Twitter, free stuff. Why not? Let's go ahead and get this game started and see who these players are. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see already worshipping, getting ready to slingshot out his Chaos Lord like a good little doobie there. We have Mr. VindicareX and his opponent today on the other side of the map playing as the Hive Tyrant. That's right, we've got 2 big melee beater hero kind of guys. This game is going to be Mr. Facebook Junkie. What? Facebook Junkie? No, I'm sorry. This guy changes his name a lot. His name is Schrantz Fan, by the way, and he's been popping up in a lot of replays, and I've quite been enjoying his style of play. Schranz, by the way, I had to look that up. S-C-H-R-A-N-Z is actually a form of European hard techno. I looked that one up because I like translating German words, and that didn't translate into anything at all. I believe many simply speculate that it is just imitating the sound of the crunchy, low-fidelity percussion loop that typifies that genre, and that's what Schranz comes from, perhaps. Something to that effect. Anyhow, way more detail than any of you care about. Let's get this game started. We can see here Hive Tyrant here is beginning his sojourn across the map. You can see lots of little springy Hormagaunts here bouncing over terrain. That is always quite cool. And as I pointed out, VindicareX had already slingshotted his Chaos Lord there. So it looks like we've got a Termagant Brood and a Chaos Space Marine squad coming out for both players. Nothing too fantastic there. This is actually a reasonably long game. So I was kind of excited to be casting it. It was pretty fun. Pretty epic stuff there. So pretty standard looking build here coming out of Schrantz Fan. Schrantz Fan. He is a fan of Schranz. I will just call him Schranz, though. It's a lot easier. Going for the double Termagant Brood. Noticing their capture patterns here. Making sure to go ahead and get the requisition point, getting the power node, and even sending 2 little sneaky dogs down here to the south. It looks like there was a little bit of a firefight there. Backed away as the Chaos Space Marines went for this sort of neutral power node here in the center. All of these vertically aligned points down the center of the map are always kind of contested a little bit here. We can see right now, again, the double Termagants now kind of teaming up here against the Chaos Space Marines. And more towards the north, we have the Chaos Heretics going towards the center. So already I like VindicareX's style here. He's kind of very intently expanding towards the middle. Most of the time on this map, it seems kind of effective to kind of spread towards the north and just kind of very aggressively capture the northern victory point, since it is the furthest away from both bases. But not today. You can see a little bit of central aggression going on by both players here. So we can see VindicareX, by the way, went for double Heretic squads, stopping to get the Chaos Space Marines. And now we can see Crippling Poison is already up on these Chaos Space Marines. That's going to hold them down in place for a little bit there, but it looks like he wasn't planning on moving anyways, so that didn't matter. And you can see he's leading off the attack right now. Chaos Lord and a little bit of Doom Blast from the Heretics being used to kind of suppress and slow down those troops. The Chaos Lord is, of course, a monster in melee when he gets that Kill the Weak ability off. Does a lot of damage to one target, and it restores his hit points, so you never want to focus him first. However, the Hive Tyrant has no such life-leeching abilities. He is just a phenomenal tank in general, but as you can see, he's taking a little bit of damage here. But honestly, I think maybe too much damage was poured into the Hive Tyrant right then. More could have been used to kind of damage these Termagants, which are now already back to full. So that's interesting. And now we have a Warrior Brood. This was the first curious move that I saw out there. I guess realizing that there were double Heretics out there and the Chaos Space Marines. Warrior is certainly not a bad choice. They stand up a lot better. They're not really... Ooh, look at that Crippling Poison once again. Forcing the retreat on the Chaos Heretics there. It looks like they're not going to take any model losses just yet, but going to have to leave that thing alone there. But yeah, the Warrior Brood, pretty nice choice here. Definitely can stand up just fine to Heretics, and is great in melee here with the Chaos Space Marines. So I do really enjoy the fact that the Chaos Lord here by VindicareX picked up the Combi Flamer right off the bat. Always a fantastic idea against any armies that have lots of little annoying things like Imperial Guard. Look at that Chaos Lord there, like the Kool-Aid Man, bashing his way directly through the scenery. Oh yeah. Greeting these gentlemen, these little gentlemen. I think it's really weird. People comment on this all the time. I'm not sure why I refer to Tyrannid as little gentlemen. I'm not really. It's not really like they're wearing top hats and monocles or anything like that. They're certainly the furthest thing I could imagine from gentlemen. But who knows? I'm all for that. Why not? So looking more towards the north again, the Chaos Lord is just slowly and methodically plotting his way towards destruction of his enemies here. Heading on in, we can see right now we've got a little bit of the Warrior Brood right now pouncing upon all of these delicious Chaos Heretics. You can see that they use that Doom Blast ability to do a little bit of damage, but really didn't do anything at all. No retreats here, but just going to have to kind of walk away. Again, it's not too hard to just straight up. This applies to the Chaos Lord as well. Sorry, the Tyrant. What am I trying to say? The Hive Tyrant as well here, because you can just kind of walk away from them and ignore them. Instead, just kind of opting to put some pressure here on the Chaos Space Marines on the left-hand side. Again, trying to keep their distance. The Chaos Lord can certainly do a lot of damage. And now, there we go, getting the crippling poison off. That'll certainly hold him still for a little bit, allowing his troops to back away. The Warrior Brood deciding not wanting to get involved too much with that instead. And you can see just being held down by the Termagants, slowed completely to a crawl. If he wasn't slow enough already, he is certainly slow now, and getting enough time to do some damage. But it's very important right now that Schranz keeps his troops away, because he could definitely get in there, and you can see, just look at the damage he's doing right now, just chasing them around with his Stormbolter there, the Combi Flamer Stormbolter. He could definitely get in there, just do a kill the weak ability and fill himself back up, or at least, you know, fill up a bunch of hit points and kill some more models there. So, unfortunately, having to take sort of an awkward retreat path around all of those troops there. Looks like Schranz is going to retreat for the time being. And we do also have Chaos Havoc Squad out on the field right now. And you can see Schranz responding in time with Spore Mines. He's tired of having these troops being a little bit too mobile. Wants to do some damage to blobs of heretics and whatnot. So hopefully we'll see some of that. But good positioning here. Now you can see a nice little timing attack coming by VindicareX, wanting to put pressure on this power node, but unfortunately these two Termagants are still hanging out here, having no problem focusing down that, oh yes! Never mind, you can see a little bit of the immolation coming out of that Combi Flamer there, doing a pretty good job at just kind of scaring them back, but unfortunately he took way too much damage, was never able to get that Kill the Weak ability off, and is now going to have to retreat, destroying terrain on the way home. And oh, we have a little bit of pouncing going on here by the Hormagaunts and by the Warrior Brood. Hormagaunts, by the way, do have that Adrenal Gland upgrade, and just barely going to be able to get out of there. A little bit of Gosu blocking help from the Chaos Space Marines, perhaps. And the Havocs as well. I guess I wasn't even watching them. They were kind of left behind putting power on this generator farm here. So I always think it's a good idea to have a little bit of purpose when you go out and attack and just think, oh, I'm going to pressure his generator farm. In that instance, didn't work at all. He was totally driven away. But it's not a bad plan anyways. And now we can see here the Hormagaunts and the Warriors having no problem just kind of dealing with these Chaos Heretics. Again, though, the Heretics, very low hit points. Notice the whole squad is at half hit points. Haven't lost a model yet, though. So very weak units. Perfect retreat there. As all good players do, having kind of gained a little bit of a tempo advantage in the middle here, you can see that Schranz, once again, Facebook junkie, I just refer to him as Schranz because that's his actual name, is just going to go ahead and cap or at least decap some of these points around the map here. Looking at the score right now, 488 for VindicareX, 355 for Schranz. So VindicareX has been holding on pretty well here, and both players have nearly identical Tier 2 timing, and I think what we just saw there, we just saw a little bit of the Eternal War upgrade go on these Chaos Space Marines, just kind of giving them some permanent advantages there. Ooh, and we also have grenades out right now by the Chaos Heretics as well. So that's looking pretty good here, combined with a heavy bolter fire being used to suppress these units, giving VindicareX a nice little edge, and it looks like he's going to more or less drive back the entire Tyranid swarm here. I like what Schranz is doing. He retreated the troops that absolutely had to retreat because they were trapped. The rest of them, he just walked away. It looked like the whole army was retreating, but he was definitely just kind of tactically repositioning some of those troops instead. We can see down here the Hive Tyrant is getting ready to have his bonded exoskeleton begin researching. He queued that up well in advance. Tier 2 has just finished. The bonded exoskeleton will give the Hive Tyrant the ability to go invulnerable for a little while, making him a great tank. Now we can see, unfortunately, these Spore Mines are left alone with the Chaos Lord. Not going to be able to get anything done, really. They're pretty ineffective against Chaos Lords, and he's just going to chase them all down. We can see 2 poor little Spore Mines here popping away all alone, and that kill is just going to go to the Chaos Lord there. I might as well watch it since I'm here. Yes, there it goes. And more towards the north, we can see, again, this Generator Bastion going really well. This time backed up by the grenade-launching Heretics. Much more effective here. And somewhere back there, he did have the Heavy Bolter Squad, but unfortunately, it wasn't quite set up yet. Nice use of a little Doom Blast there being used to suppress the troops now caught in the middle. Unfortunately, these Heretics here are going to be kind of sacrificial lambs, taking a lot of damage, having to retreat. The Heavy Bolter Squad instead is putting all of its fire onto this invulnerable Hive Tyrant, not being able to suppress any of these troops. Going to be rendered pretty ineffective. And now it looks like this side of VindicareX's troops are kind of isolated out here. The grenade launchers and the Chaos Space Marines should do a fine job, but they are beginning to be flanked here by what looks like a Venom Brood, and now the Hive Tyrant coming in. Hive Tyrant, by the way, upgrading Crushing Claws right now. That's kind of an interesting choice. I think that is more of a called shot on Schranz's part there. He's just kind of assuming that there are going to be vehicles out soon and wants to be ready for them. He is definitely over-prepared for them, though. He has the Venom Brood out already, and the Hive Tyrant is nice and upgraded there as well. So taking a look around, we can see that we have sort of that ebb and flow going on now, but note it's important that the Chaos Lord is still out here putting pressure on this one last remaining generator. I don't think he's going to be able to get rid of it by then. Oh, yes! Let the galaxy burn! He is Mr. AoE King right now. He has the Armor of the Inferno upgrade and the Combi Flamer, meaning he can immolate and let the galaxy burn, doing lots of AoE fire damage. I think he's going to actually try and take out this generator in time. By the way, check out the Hive Lord right now spawning a Brood Nest. Brood Nest you can reinforce from. And it looks like the Chaos Lord does get the kill on the generator and is now just going to retreat, tanking all of that damage here. So nice having this here. This was kind of a nice little... he got that just because he needed it. He took a bunch of damage from the Let the Galaxy Burn there. I'm not sure. I guess he didn't quite finish resupplying here. He kind of ran out of range. Some of these troops are too far away here. Oh, well, whatever. I'm sure he's got other things to focus on right now. We can see the Hive Tyrant using his bonded exoskeleton here to go invulnerable. Doing a little bit of damage, but again, being forced to retreat because it's not going to give him enough time to take care of that Chaos Havocs.